I can't believe I stopped it. I just noticed that my car was on for no reason, and then I apparently touched the so delicate screen and shut it off. I was telling a story too, so I'm gonna I guess have to make this a two-parter. Sorry. Anyway, so Eugene Falls, the 86-year-old Armenian man. Armenians are some of the toughest SOB. I love Armenian people. Especially because like they're Christian, and imagine how hard it was to stay Christian in that area. That's why the destruction of a Damascus and everything else is really really horrible. And it's also it shows how dumb people are because supposedly there's all these refugees and they're Muslims. I don't know. Talk to any Armenian, and they'll be very proud of how they're Eastern Orthodox. Anyway, so he falls backwards down two flights of stairs, apologetically calls in, and then like literally a day later comes into work with his face all busted up, and we're all like, Gino, gosh, you're like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, I can't sit at home. I'm fine. It's just a bruise. You know, God love them. They don't. You hear, RFB and other people talk about how we're a copy of a copy of a copy of. We're not as tough and as strong and capable and smart as people used to be, even within 2 or 3 generations. I mean, like, I love my dad, but he didn't teach me nothing. Like, as far as like man stuff goes, like, I remember back, when I was younger, he used to like burst into my room like drunk, like punch me in the stomach. Oh, good times. We used to slap fight too, and until I got too good at it, he used to get down on his knees and we'd slap box, and I got to I got big big tiger palms. I could slap pretty hard. I've actually, when I used to train MMA, I would just literally, we'd be doing grappling, whatever, and I'd be just literally pawing with my left hand, just trying to paw, there's a lot of I can't sit here and explain fighting, but there's a lot of feints and feigning, and you don't just, we're locking up now, and you're gonna throw a punch, and I'm gonna dodge. It doesn't work like that. There's this great episode of this show, Home Movies, where the main character Brendan like picks a fight to it, like his buddy gets beat up by a bully, so he goes to like fight the bully, and he does all this training, and so he goes to the fight, and he's like, so do you want to try to like throw a punch and I'll block it, and he just like grabs him by the bully grabs Brendan by the head and just like knees him in the face, and then like throws him on the ground and throws him in like a Tasmanian foothold or something. Is like, this is a Tasmanian footlock. You cannot escape this. Brendan's like, ah. He's like, fighting's so fast and competitive. I had no idea. But anyway, people don't. They like watch movies and they think people like trade haymakers and stuff. No, you can get clipped behind the ear. You'd be the toughest dude in the world. If you're clipped behind the ear, you got jelly legs. You're fully conscious, but you can't stand. That's just biology. You get hit, good in the chin. You might be back within seconds, but you're seeing black for a little bit. It happens. That's just biology. The toughest people in the world, you'll see, before, you can only take so many concussions. But the really really tough dudes, they'd get clocked sometimes. And they'd flop, but they'd bounce right back up. And I remember Chuck Liddell used to be a beast until he just I don't know if maybe he might have had a drug problem too. It seems like, but all of a sudden he just couldn't take hits anymore. Happens. Vanderlei Silva, tough. What a tough SOB that was. Big Nog, I could go on. Unfortunately, a lot of Pride guys. I love a lot of those Pride fights, but man, a lot of those fighters in Pride gave a lot of blood to the sport. a lot of blood to the sport. They deserve a lot of respect for what they did and how they've permanently damaged their bodies, especially a lot of the Japanese fighters who would just fight anybody. I I love the Japanese spirit, especially with their fighters and even was it gosh, what's his name? Antonio Inoki. Even guys like I love that guy. He's such a look too. He's such a great look. He looks like he could beat you to death with his chin too. But gosh, I don't know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Like I said, I unfortunately had to break this into a two-piecer because my hand grazed somewhere on the delicate screen that caused the video to stop. I feel like I should to make part two something. Oh, here's something. Um, Gosh, but I might end up talking about it too long. Anyways, CERN. The thing about CERN is I'm wondering if it's just another super expensive red herring because the more I see stuff, the more I look at stuff, the more stuff that Richie shows, it's starting to seem a little like they're just putting it out there too much. And I understand that that's the whole they have to show us what they're doing, and we have to accept it. That's part of the whole. People have to accept the beast. So there's that. But CERN's being like, oh, Mandela effect, oh this, oh that. I think they want people to think that they're trying to open up another dimension and that there's other dimensions and yada yada yada. As far as the end times goes, it's 100% up to God. People need to remember, no one down here is going to set off the apocalypse. If it gets, when it gets to the point that all flesh might be wasted, then God would step in. But as far as what happens, he's coming like a thief in the night. We have no idea, and he's doing it. Angels are given the vials, and the Lamb releases the seven seals and all that. It's not mankind. We got if people I got gray beard here it's kind of driving me nuts. It sticks out like a sore thumb to me. If the people at CERN who are clearly chugging the Kool-Aid, I mean, there's different levels of even within these secret societies. I mean, Richie, again, I mentioned Richie a lot. What do you said that the thing about the plan of the covenant or whatever, it discusses it in that too. There's different levels. So even people who are doing the devil's work and think that they're serving the devil don't really know what they're doing. I mean, we're fed lies from every angle at all times. And I just feel like CERN might be another NASA. It might be another, another layer of the lie onion. Just another red herring to keep us distracted, keep us talking, keep us watching what they're doing. And when we're watching what they're doing, we're watching satanic ritual. I just realized if we're watching all this crap that they're doing, we're feeding into it. We might as well be a part of it. I'm not clearly not saying anything bad about Richie. I love Richie. He's, like I said, got it. Look how white it is. See it? Stark white that thing is. I don't know, I've seen my pants. Anyway, Mr. Distracted. I love Richie. He's the most together guy I've ever seen. You really have to take bits and pieces from everyone because very few people have the whole picture. Do I think I have the whole picture? No. Do I think I have a very good grasp? I do think I do. but like I said, I've done a lot of research, and not just, there's things that have come to light recently, but there's stuff that I've researched my whole life that is just a 100% 100% applicable, and just everything falls together. When you spend your whole life studying science and mythology and religion and psychology and drugs and the occult and history. Did I mention history? I don't know. Science, whatever. When you spend your whole life studying this stuff, and then you're awakened, it's like, it's like the perfect Tetris game. It's just everything just is, I don't know. So I feel like, yeah, I mean, there's plenty I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not even close. I'm good at I'm good at noticing connections. I'm good at smelling fish. Um, I don't know. I've been blessed with an intuition or whatever, what have you. It's a gift and a curse. This I'm playing with the white hair. It's super coarse. You could looks like plastic. Looks like a piece of plastic. Sorry. uh, anyway, there's at times there that I thought about being a doctor and stuff, but I'm glad I didn't. I hate school anyways. I loved biology though. It was very interesting. That's when you study things like biology, you would realize that evolution doesn't make sense. That's just one example off the top of my head. Anyway, back to what I was rambling about. I think CERN might be a big, who gives a crap. I mean, they're down there playing with big bombs, just like they like to do. Just, trying to be Shiva, trying to be, as destructive as possible. Are they trying to do something horrible? Possibly. Can they open up the gate to hell? No. Not unless that was God's plan anyway. And even then, I don't know. I don't, I think, we should be watching CERN as much as we're watching like North Korea or our own government or, the FDA or really anything else, just keep an eye on what they're doing and, understand the larger agenda, which is what the most important thing is. Satan runs the show down here. Everyone that's in charge of anything and has any clout pays homage to him, and the only way out is through Jesus Christ. That's all you need to know. And more, that's kind of how I feel. Like I feel like I want to cover stuff less and less because it doesn't effing matter. Yeah, everyone in charge is a Satan worshipping, murder loving pedophile. All right, I get it. Old news. You're just uncovering it over and over and over again. It doesn't. People don't get it. I don't know. I don't. I feel like. I don't know. I don't know how effective preaching the word is too, because like we all know and feel, if you say anything about Jesus, people get turned off, and the division is widening. I have people that avoid me now because I don't like when they say something blasphemous. Like, whatever, jokes are jokes, but if you say something gruesomely blasphemous, I'm gonna be like, hey, watch your mouth. Don't do that. And now what? Like I'm not, now I'm giving people a hard time, and I'm not easygoing because, you can't say something, gruesome about Jesus. No. I'm not going to let that go. It sickens me. Don't sicken me. Is it, I don't know. Is it that necessary to say something disgusting? Would you rather be able to just wallow in gruesomeness than spend time with someone who effing cares about you? Whatever. I'm running out of time. Two-parter to what, right? I don't know. I love you guys. God bless.